First off, Joseph Smith had no education and he could not have written this book on his own. An obvious fact that no one can dispute. God knew that this was going to be really hard for Joseph, so he gave him lots of revelations and even some magic stones to help him. And we know that sounds weird, but other people did that kind of stuff at the time, and there's all kinds of weird stuff in the Bible that are very similar, so it's the same thing and it's okay. And as far as the rocks in the hat thing goes, it was easier for him to see what was written on the rocks if it was dark, so he put his head in the hat, put the rocks on the bottom, and blocked out all the light. It's not a big deal. Also, God really wants you to read this book. First off, women can do pretty much everything in the church and they have lots of power and authority. And yet people still complain about them not having the priesthood. Oh, fine, we'll address it. Women in the early church voted yes or no in conferences, decorated the temple inside, went to church, sang in choirs, tried to convince people to join the church, hosted meetings inside their houses for other women, gave blessings by laying on of hands, and Joseph Smith said that was okay. They don't do it anymore, but they did. And today, women are church leaders of other women and of kids. We keep them very busy to make them think that they are important and equal. Technically, they have the priesthood because the men lend it out to them. And also, the Relief Society is the oldest and biggest and most important women's organization in the whole world. Joseph Smith definitely did not let Emma organize this to distract her and shut her up about him marrying other women. That is not what he did. The temple makes perfect sense and is not weird. People do not know how much power and authority women have in the temple. And that's because we can't talk about it outside the temple, but they go in a little stall with women and they touch her under a poncho and they do blessings on her and they say, I'm doing this with the authority of the priesthood. So they have the priesthood, just in that one part, but they do. This is because they have power, not because we think and we know it would look weird if men were doing it. And they give the handshakes out. The women do. They give it to the other women. This is also not because we think it would be inappropriate for men doing it to women. It's because they have power and priesthood. The Mormon church is obsessed with peace, okay? The world made it so hard for them because they were violently persecuted fucking everywhere they went, which was not Joseph Smith's fault at all. He never did anything wrong. Everyone else was horrible. They were all butthurt that the church was getting so big and powerful. They even killed Joseph Smith and his brother, which is legitimately really sad. But it's not because they did anything at all to make people mad. Everybody else was just horrible people. The only reason that Mormons back then were violent at all was because that was the general way things were at the time. This was the Wild West, you have to remember. Joseph Smith never did anything wrong. And yes, they had their own army, but all they did was march around Nauvoo. And yes, when they got to Utah, they did kick indigenous people out violently, but so did everyone else. Mormons still believed that they were a chosen people, so they actually really respected them, and it wasn't that bad. We do admit they had lots of problems together, but mostly it was good. The Mountain Meadows Massacre was bad, but what we need you to know is it was not Brigham Young's fault. He did not order it, because prophets never did or said anything wrong. If they did, everything would fall apart, so it's not their fault. The people who were involved in it got into some trouble, but in conclusion, it is still not fair for people to say that early Mormons were violent, because most of them